Woo! What's up, gang? It's your boy ZXTMO, man. We back with another one, man. And boy, am I glad to be back. And why? Because shit. For one, it's a beautiful day. Not only is it a beautiful day, but I'm back. Everybody's been asking, where the fuck have you been at? And honestly, I want to tell y'all my story because I got some kind of beans to spill, right? So what has happened with ZXTMO? Man, I can't even know. I don't even know where to start, honestly, because it's so much that has transpired in the past, like, year and 6 months that, it's kind of took a toll on me. And honestly, that's really why I wasn't posting a lot of content and things like that. I kind of fell back into, just my content, work, and then other things that I just been handling in the background. So as you all know, well, you don't know, which is why I'm here to tell you, I had a knee surgery. I know y'all like, what the fuck? Did you fall off the bike? No, I did not. Thank God. We're still, free and clear. We're gonna knock on wood. There's no wood, but I'm gonna find some. And we're gonna touch some red too for sure. But I say that to say, man, I had a knee surgery, and what ended up happening was I ended up tearing my meniscus. And so if you don't know, a meniscus is a very important part of your body that you definitely need to, walk and things like that. And if you don't have one, or if you have a tear in it, that can definitely cause a lot of discomfort with your walking and things, everyday things that you do, walking, jogging, running, hiking, whatever the case may be. Whatever y'all like to do when y'all off these bikes, I definitely, recommend going to go do stuff. But if you don't have the right, ligaments in your leg, or if they're not working properly, then shit, you're gonna have issues. So with that being said, I had the knee surgery, and that was in January of 2025, right? This year. So after that, I ended up saying, well, you know what? While I'm doing my surgery, let's go ahead and customize a bike to where we can go ahead and change the color. Because honestly, I was tired of the tan, and I just really wanted to refresh and something just kind of new, and just something like more my speed that kind of like, shows like my personality and things like that. Not that I'm like a gray and boring dual type of person, as y'all can see with my content, right? But I just wanted to switch it up. So in that process, I talked to my mechanic. Shout out to Randall as well. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him on all platforms. We're gonna go ahead and tag his Instagram name. Yeah, shout out to Randall Cross. That's my mechanic. From day one, ever since I got my first bike, was a ZX6R. I always took it to Randall. He's always made sure everything was good, and he handled it accordingly to whatever my needs were. So back into the point of why I say that, right? So he actually suggested that, hey, instead of doing like purple and green, which are like the colors that I was looking at, I was like, I want to maybe do purple, I want to do green. And of course, we got some powder coating, so there's a lot of work to be done. So I would have to go in, change the powder coat, change, maybe the rims and things like that in order to basically get the color concept that I actually want to a full effect. So I just kind of decided on, doing a Nardo gray because he showed me the color. I was like, oh shit, that's like fire. My actual car is actually like a metallic gray. So it's kind of look bluish a little bit, but it's a metallic color. So I actually kind of was like, I really like this color scheme, and we're gonna make that happen. So I was like, cool, let's do the Nardo Gray. We went ahead and ordered the fairings. So as you guys can see, these actually are, some fairings that they did come from eBay because of course with this Gen 3, you can't necessarily like, just get these fairings from anywhere. I do plan on maybe working with Monster Fairing when I do actually switch it up once again. So I'm gonna try to, send an email to Monster Fairing and see if we can get like a custom set of fairings to have like my name on it, ZXTMO and things like that. And, make it even more original because y'all know I like to change my shit up. So I don't have to keep it this color, maybe for about another 4 months or so, and then we're gonna switch it up again. So as you can see, I'm gonna just do a walk around real quick. We still got the Nardo Gray. I did ended up taking the ZX10 off the front and just going ahead and put Ninja because if you know anything about the Gen 3s, this sticker is kind of OEM. So I want to have that OEM look as a pretty much a refresh with the Nardo Gray / OEM. And I went ahead and put the ZX10 back on the back. And then I got the Kawasaki decals right here. And actually, I'm gonna put their name. I'm try to tag their name as well for the company that did the decals. But shout out to them. I don't know the name right now, but we're gonna tag it when I find the information. But Randall actually did that for me as a pretty much as a birthday gift as well. And that's another thing too. I had a birthday as well. I'm not gonna tell you the date, but because that'd be giving too much information. At that point, I might as well give y'all my social security number. So but we're not gonna do that. So at the end of the day, and they did the front decal as well. But this wind visor actually came with the fairing kit. So it came with the full complete fairing kit. And then with the tank, however, so the tank, I actually got the tank painted. So this was something that had to be removed. They took it off. They went ahead and, scraped off all the paint that was on it and then the residue that we had and things like that. And speaking of residue, let's jump into why it took so long for this process to happen. So as you all know, the last color was tan and carbon fiber. Before that, it was black. But when we went with the tan and carbon fiber, we actually had wrapped that color on there. So the carbon fiber was wrapped. That wasn't fairings or anything. That wasn't custom parts, none of that. It was just a wrap. And the tan was wrapped as well. So what ended up happening was I had a deal, funny story, I had a deal with the guy. I'm not really gonna give y'all too much because honestly, I just really don't care about talking about this situation because it's kind of deaded. And so what ended up happening, to just give y'all like an overview, right? We basically had a deal to where I was supposed to do content with the guy and pretty much, do a whole content creation for him and his platform and things like that to where he'll drive more people to come and actually support his business and, get raps from stuff like that, bring their cars and things like that. So that didn't happen, right? Why? Because let's just say he just wasn't a stand-up guy when it came to business. So in reference to that, that's just pretty much all I'm gonna give y'all. But so after that, we went ahead and ordered the fairings. Everything was all good. So now y'all see a refresh of new fairings. And then also pretty much the same powder coat. We did end up powder coating the swing arm as well. So that's like a gloss black. And it pretty much creates like a nice touch finish on that as well, aesthetically, for the eyes. And that's kind of what I wanted to go for, is just make everything pop and make it look, realistic for the gram and videos and things like that. Because y'all know we got to create these rollers, we got to do our thing, and I want to look good while I'm doing it. So yeah. Another touch too, shout out to my girl. She actually purchased the Insta360 X5, which is what y'all are gonna see a lot of my content come from as well. As you know, a lot of my recent videos, I mostly had I was running two GoPros, so it's one on my helmet, and then it's a GoPro on the actual visor. But I went ahead and since she purchased that, I haven't yet found a real way to like not scratch up the powder coat. So I'm actually kind of looking at some options in reference to having my 360 mounted, behind me, so that way y'all can get some views of that. I know y'all see one video on my page now that I actually do have a video of the 360 camera. But what happened was, do not trust the regular Insta360 stick. Those are not meant for the type of stuff that we do. So fast riding and things like that, they bend easy. You want to get you something that's more firm. So something like, an alloy finish or aluminum or something like that, that'd be a little more sturdier for the wind and stuff like that. So when you're riding at those high speeds. So yeah, so we're gonna get the 360 mounted for sure. But for right now, the back and forth views are gonna come from the Insta360 X5 and then the GoPro Hero 12 that I'm running. I didn't switch to the 13 only because there's not much of a difference. And honestly, the 12 doesn't have GPS, so it does save battery, I think, me personally, more than the GoPro Hero 13, because my friend has one and we kind of was doing some testing as well in reference to that. But maybe who knows, if I do get one, or if I go, DJI Action 5 Osmos, we'll see. We'll see what's up. So we'll see what actually this year of, post more content, things like that. Maybe we'll get some sponsorships and stuff like that. As you know, I'm a big fan of GoPro. So I really kind of do want to keep it with GoPro. I don't know. I just love GoPro. Shout out to anybody else who uses anything else. I know I'm running the Insta360, but that's of course for 360 views. But when it comes to full horizontal, views and things like that, I definitely am a big fan of GoPro, and that's just my go-to because that's just what I've been using since day one. So, if anything, dealing with day ones where it comes with friends and family, things like that, day ones are always usually your best thing that you want to go with. So, other than that, we really didn't have too much going on. I did pop a hose from wheeling and stuff like that, that was connected to the radiator, but I ended up buying a new radiator because we thought it was radiator, which now it just has a brand new radiator. So, hey, it's what it is. So yeah. So that's what's next. And I hope y'all support and like, the color, things like that. Let me know what y'all think too about this color. And let me know if you have some suggestions as well, because, I like to, have support of my fans and my friends and my family, things like that, who actually care about it. And just let me know what y'all think. If you like the gray, if you think we should change it again, or if you think we should just, throw the whole bike away, hey, it is what it is. But just let me know what you feel and things like that. So we can definitely have some suggestions. So I appreciate it. That's my story. That's my time, man. ZXTMO out.